Hey.
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 Good day, gentlemen.
Listen, I tell you what, every time I watch that little video, wow, it just like, it just gets,
me going. Gets me going.
Yeah, 100%. Like,
what do you think? Pfizer, what do you think of that? I hope it played nice and smoothly there by you.
It didn't play very smoothly, but yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, we've been having some hiccups with how it plays, but yeah.
I like it a lot.
Oh, sorry, I got to turn off my volume here on the live stream. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Yeah,
guys, I've had a lot of questions. Guys are struggling to actually get in touch with us. I see we've got the post up here on our Facebook page. I have directed guys to it, but obviously this lockdown's got a bit of social media impediments, or guys are a bit switched off. I'm going to share it now as well on my Facebook. It all just share it on our Facebook if we've got access to it right now.
Cool. I hope the live stream comes through nice and clean for everybody.
Yeah.
That we don't have too many hiccups. But yeah, I'm excited to chat Celestial Knights and get some stuff going here. Announce our under-19s and we take it from there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this the Instagram was a good little stepping stone. So very excited to have Byron on. I think you'll add a cool dynamic being the head coach. So yes, I've been looking forward to Sunday. I've never wanted a week to go so fast in my life. So very, very keen to start the first episode, especially to deal with my team, the 19s, man. I think I'm very cool with that. Very, very happy with that.
Yeah.
Should be exciting.
Excited, yeah, very excited.
Cool. Maybe if I can ask that people must just comment for us on the YouTube if Henk is just saying all clear in Benoni, straight out of Benoni, so it seems like things are going all right at this point in time.
Ever since trophies have come to the east, the Wi-Fi and the signal has gone through the roof. I don't know what it is.
It's the next level, eh?
I mean, it's incredible scenes there. Yeah, like.
Yeah, it is a bit of a change. Normally,
this is a little bit of a change. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the first order of business?
Well, I don't know if there's a first order of business per se, but let me just open this thing up here quickly. Oh, wrong thing, Jody. Wrong button.
Oh, I want to be going.
Okay, so I thought maybe let's just find out how you guys are doing up there in Joburg. You know, what's the weather like, Maddie? How's Nathan doing? All good there?
Yeah, listen, Nathan's solar powered, Jode. So
solar powered.
Yeah, it's incredible scenes at times. The little oak is running around, and he's literally running now. So I'm getting my cardio up, which is good. You know what I mean? It's ticking boxes. So
getting those steps into discovery.
Yeah, I tell you what, my RPEs are up there. So it's been good, man. The weather We had a thunderstorm yesterday.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
the classic Joburg, a little late afternoon thunderstorm, but otherwise, yeah, it's been pretty good. Been pretty good.
Awesome.
And
Awesome.
how's the
Awesome.
beach?
Well, Mossel Bay is warm today. Not
Oh,
gonna
nice.
lie.
Nice.
Mossel Bay is absolutely
I'm expecting
horrifically
you
hot.
to come back with an unbelievable tan. That's all I'm saying.
I'm indoors.
The sun is
I'm
free.
indoors all the
That's all I'm
time.
saying. It's free. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to, Cyril's
Yeah.
not going to lock down the sun. You know what I mean? It's not going to be like this.
He's not going to be able
I
to do that.
reckon he would, guys.
You know what I mean? I think they'll
Yeah.
try, he'll try. But so, yeah, lekker, man. Lekker.
Okay. Yeah. So I think there's just maybe a couple of people to say hello to. Yeah. I think Ethan Murphy's in the house. Lloyd is in the house. Gareth Turner's in the house here with us. Luan van Niekerk. Lulu is here.
Thank you.
That's going to be interesting when we get old Justin Lloyd on this. That would be an interesting man to have on board.
Soon. We'll get Lloydie on here.
R-rated one with Lloydie. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll have to be after 9. Yeah.
A little R-rated one there.
Yeah. Tiba says Matt for the culture, and I see little Hayden Campbell's with us today too. So that's all pretty cool. So yeah. So I thought maybe we can start today off with maybe just a little bit of updates on where the Knights are at, what we've done in this week, how we've progressed with some things, and some of the interesting conversations we've been having on WhatsApp and the like. So I suppose the most important thing that we've been busy discussing is senior retentions more than anything else. And so there's a whole bunch of interesting choices we're going to have to make within the next couple of days, but not that we'll share those necessarily now. But Matt, to you or Byron, I want to start, just ask you guys, like, who do you think are some of the big names out there for LPL this year in terms of transfers or sales at the auction?
Could have a broad one. Maybe I'll let you have the first dip at that.
So I've been pulling some feelers there in Pretoria, just because I think there's a couple of. I mean, we saw that there was a couple of Oaks that came from that Northerns League. I mean, Donnie and who was that guy that opened the batting for the Cats? So
Jandre.
I've got a feeling. Yeah. So I've been putting out some figures just to see what's kind of been going on there, and so I think a lot of the franchises are going to be dipping into that league because I've just got a feeling, just the guys have come in and done well. And the standard of that league is pretty good. So, and batters there, they like to produce a batter there in Northerns. They don't mind producing a batter too. So I got a feeling that it's going to be a batter that's going to go for Big Tom, big Tom. I'm talking 3.5 and up, 4 million for a batter there.
There's some teams
like 260, like on a pup like that. Like someone who opens the batting, who just from ball one, Hakuna Matata, it doesn't really matter where it is. It's just, that's what I think. Someone like that. Who that player is, I'm not too sure, but I don't know. That's what I say. I'm putting feelers out. I'm speaking to a couple of, I've got a couple of Oaks that have their ear close to the ground there that are gonna just do a little bit of work there for me. So, or for us rather. But we'll see.
Yeah, Byron, any thoughts from you? I've got like a little name to throw out here. I thought, there's a couple of
start with it, yeah.
Yeah, I thought there's this guy called Marnus Barendrecht, plays for Adelaar out there. He actually outstriked Thor in the T20 competition.
No one outstrikes Thor. That is.
Well, he did. He did. No, well, he did.
By death, you will not beat an Asgardian. That is just how it works.
Yeah. Only one hammer in this one.
Incredible.
Only one hammer, eh? But still, clearly, I mean, that takes some doing, eh?
True.
Let's be honest. Thor can hit it. So, yeah. What was it? Do you have anything out there, Joe? It's like from a stat perspective. What was he going at? Do you know?
Joe, you're putting me on the spot now, Mary. I can find it quickly. Close those windows up earlier.
I can have a look. I've got access to it now.
So I think I'm not wrong, but I think he striked at like 260 and Thor striked at 258.
Yeah, 258.
So I mean, it's only 2.
Listen, games have been well. Listen, New Zealand would love 2 extra runs. I'll tell you that much. So
Yes,
you know what I mean. I mean, if you're helping them, they'll take it. They would have taken 2.
Yeah.
You know, they would have taken that. So
yeah,
you see what I mean? 260. That's the number then. I think we
Yeah,
would have been for that guy.
He struck it at 258. Thor was at 260. But I mean, Thor played 1 less game, but he scored. Mana scored 292 runs in 4 games. At an average of what was it? 292.
That's insane stats, eh?
That's
insane numbers. That's insane numbers.
And he's going to be. I mean, everyone's going to want that. We're going to want that, guys. I'm going to try and get contact details because that's incredible.
No, I already got somebody on that. You don't.
Okay, good.
I got somebody. I got somebody on the stats department there. I want to know from everybody listening in if there's any I don't know, opposition teams in the room here or the LPL. Are they in here yet?
Sure,
there's some interesting question. Always some interesting questions that come from those guys. So love to hear from you guys.
I think Z would be great at. There's this like you've got to wear your team's football kit every day for the lockdown. I think Z personally
he's got a bag shirt on.
He has 55 bank shirts, all of different shapes and sizes, of different, all of those failed little test designs. I'm pretty sure Z could have done that.
For the last 10 years. For the last 10 years.
I think we should
and the jacket,
and
the jacket, and the long sleeve scuba.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think we should challenge to him. Yeah.
I think we should. I don't think Z gets challenged enough, if I'm honest.
How many days are left in this lockdown?
Listen, I don't even know what day
this version.
2 weeks. It's Sunday is because it's Friday nights on a Sunday. That's all I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should. I think that's an official call out to Z there. He's got to give us a little video footage of him wearing a shirt every day with a little speech behind each shirt.
Yeah.
I think also stating what year and all of that.
11 more days, eh? How long's the LPL been going?
Yeah, it's
10, 11 years.
No, it's 11 years. There we go.
Z.
So he's got to have a shirt from the first year, second year, third year.
He's got it, don't worry. Don't you?
He's got it.
He's got it. Don't you? He's got it. He's so got it.
He's probably still got some wrapped up in plastic over there, man.
I'm pretty sure that he doesn't have to iron it. He can literally open it out the packet and do that handstand push-up thing to put it on. Oh, whatever. You'll be able to do that.
Stuck in the way there. Man.
Could be incredible scenes, Z doing that with his jeans, though. Like, it could be incredible scenes. I'd pay money to see that, actually. Z, I've got a buffalo. I'd throw that buffalo at him to see that. I would do that. Definitely. I'd throw a buffalo there. Definitely.
You guys make me laugh.
Yeah.
You guys make me laugh.
I don't know how my wife is still married to me, because sometimes, I think I put her under massive pressure. But anyway, it is what it is. Too late now. It's too late.
I think I'm going to reserve comment there, man.
Too late. No, it's all right, boy. You have thick skin. Otherwise, unders massively.
Okay, so I think I think as we get maybe into under 19s, Maddie, here's an interesting question that we got in the week. This is from Mr. Ahmed Baruchi, director of cricket at the Cats. He's when I asked on the LPL group who wants to send us a little, if anybody's got any questions that they think we could answer, he suggested this, and he said, how many under 19s are moving up to seniors? And if so, is the gap too big if there isn't a lot of them? So I can't necessarily talk for other franchises, but I know what we've done and how many have played for us over the last couple of years. So
Is he talking about guys that are in your under-19 squad, like for this LPL coming up, for example, that play up, or is it that have played for the 19s and that are too old and that we use then in the seniors? Is it, which one is he?
Oh, I don't know. I
Both?
don't know. He didn't clarify, but maybe it's a cool thing to chat about both. You know. Look. I'm gonna just shoot straight from the hip. Yeah, lock and load straight from the hip. If you think Supermen, then a lot of under-19s play for their senior team because a lot of the time the seniors they buy at auction aren't available, and so they've I think, well, you know, and so I think they most probably the franchise that have played the most under-19s up by just a thumb suck. I haven't actually fact checked that, and so I think that we've played in the last since we've started. If you take somebody like Fuchsi, he played seniors, and Brunner, they played seniors with us when they were under 18.
Yeah.
You know, when they were still schoolboys. Gims was a schoolboy, and they were part of our championship team in that first year at senior level.
Yeah.
And so I think we have I wouldn't say this history where we pump these young ones, because then over the last couple of years, Josh Richards played up, was added to that. Cameron Rowe was added to that last year. He played a couple of games. We've had he's with Bank now. The left arm seamer from Jeppe. Oh my goodness, I can't remember his name. Yeah. Shavir Khan. He played for us a senior game as an under 16 boy, also because we were short on players. Yeah. So, but yeah.
I've got thoughts. So for me, I think the one angle is you have a senior auction where you need to fill spots. So it's pointless then filling those, say, 18 cricketers and then saying, oh wait, you come in to get the kit pretty much and then carry drinks or you get the odd game, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas, and then so I think it's maybe a combination. I think that the level is better. I think obviously there is a step up from 19 to senior, there is, but I think certain cricketers can handle the level. I think a lot of kids at 19 think it can't be that bad, or what is the big fuss about, etc., etc. Sure. And then they taste the level, and then they almost go, oh, you know. I remember Cam Brunner went through that, where at times at 19s he's too good, and then at the senior level he misses 2, and then they're both out the ground. He goes for 12 or 15 or whatever, you know. So I think he's had a little taste of that. So it's a combination of things, I think. I think you need to have 19s that can step up, because sometimes people just aren't available from a senior perspective, and then you need to fill maybe a like for like. So Fuxi coming in for, say, whoever is not available, then to have that, I think, is great, because he's played a couple of seasons of first class cricket, whatever the case is. He's had that experience, so the level maybe isn't too much for him. You know, he can come in there, do his thing, add his value, and not feel like a duck out of water. You know, whereas some guys come there and they just find that, okay, listen, they get found out a bit. You know what I mean? You get guys that have played week in, week out, know what they're about, have played many seasons of Prem cricket, maybe even a bit of first class. They come in there and the skill level is maybe a bit too much. So, and I think the demand maybe is a little bit higher, I think, at senior. And that's something that I tried to do at 19s, was not treat them like 19s, was to treat them as if I was coaching a senior provincial or a franchise level side, because obviously I've been in both change rooms. So it was to try and show that standard, even though you think it might be good for that level at 19, it's actually not good enough if you want to make this your career. And I think that's what I tried to do. So yeah, we won, and that was great, but it was more creating the awareness of what is the standard, especially with 2020 cricket. What's the standard? You know, what's expected, what, all of that stuff, to try and give them that, so that they can get exposed to it now, so that sort of helps them. You know, winning is obviously it's great. But if I can almost just create that awareness early doors with school cricketers, then we're starting to build that cricket ID book, not just the normal ID book. You know, Ray Jennings, the classic. He wants an 18-year-old with a 25-year-old cricket ID book. That sort of thing. So that for me is, I think, the important thing. So I think that's where they struggle is, yes, from a skill level is great, but the cricket ID book is maybe not where it needs to be. It's like, it's the same. So
just a question for you, Maddie, being under 19 head coach and what have you, if a junior is coming up into the senior ranks from any franchise as such, any sort of word of advice for that junior or the coach that's getting that under 19 into his side? What do you think they should prepare or say to the kid, or how do you think they should approach it?
I think a lot of the times, what happens is you pick the kid to do a role that he maybe hasn't been fulfilling. So what I would say is if you have a guy that you are going to pick or play up, try and play him in the role that he has been executing at lower down. So it just relieves, you know what I mean? You can't have a guy that comes in the middle and is rotating the seam or the spin, whatever the case is, and finishing at the death. And then you asking him, okay, go in the power play and do that. I think some guys are maybe not. So pick what he's done, you know. So for example,
Cam do what he does,
do what he does. So Cam Brunner, if you're going to bowl him in the power play and bowl him at the death, that's okay because hey, he's done that power play death. He knows what he's about, knows the game plan, whatever the case is. It might just be an awareness thing to say, okay, against this batter, because we know him, whatever the case is, this is where you're going to look to go. But there, I would say pick the kid for what he's done. A lot of the times he's an opening batter. Oh shit, we need a batter. Put him at 6 or 7. You know, he's not accustomed to that. He hasn't maybe played his match for that. You know, it's very rare that I think a kid can do that. I know Fuxi has done that for us, and I just use him because he's the most apparent one. But it would be silly to pick a guy that has just opened the batting. So and then say, okay, listen, go finish off an innings. You know. Pick what he's done and what he's done well at. So do that. That's what I would say would be the biggest thing. So.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. Maddie, here's a question from, and I think maybe we answer this question, then we get into maybe those under 19 announcements. So I signed up for the under 9. This is from Timothy Lunga. I signed up for the under 19 trials, which are of course cancelled. So I wanted to know, how are you going to pick a squad? So I think let's maybe just explain to everybody out there how the LPL works this year. And so junior LPL, in other words, under 12, 14, 16, 19 works in the following way. Each franchise can pick up to 10 players. You could most probably do less if you want to, but up to 10 players that each franchise can, what we call is retain or gain. In other words, it's players we retained from last year into this year's squad, or gained. In other words, we can go find new players that isn't playing with any LPL team currently, and we can add them to our squad up to a number of 10. Squads at under 19, I think the squad size is 16.
Yeah.
And so there's six spots left. Each team can then transfer from other teams, existing players that played LPL before, that is currently falling in the under 19 age group. We can transfer from those teams a maximum of 3 players. And then the rest of the squad, in other words, so if you picked your 10 and you transferred your 3, there will be 3 spots left in your squad. Those 3 we go pick at a draft. And so I want to make it clear to anybody that's watching this now or in future that at the nights, and we'll communicate what skill sets we're still looking for. That's part of our attention yet with the under 19 announcement, because we still have some spots available. Currently, we haven't done or confirmed any under 19 transfers. So all we're doing today is we're announcing the 10 retained and gained players. We've got a couple of transfers pending, which haven't been confirmed yet. And so what we ask of you, if you are an under 19 cricketer, and maybe after we've announced the retained and gained players, as soon as we've done that, we'll maybe explain what skill sets we're still looking for, And if that fits you as a cricketer, then we would need something to pick you. We can't, there's no point. We get so many messages from guys says, I want to play for you under 19. And I have no way, and you guys have no way to differentiate between, you know, what's this guy's skill level? What can he do? What can't he do? You know, if I say I want a fast bowler, you can tell me you're a fast bowler, but unless we see you in some capacity, so either video footage or in all likelihood, some video footage, which I know is really difficult to create at this point in time, or we definitely need some stats of some form. And if we don't have those, then unfortunately we won't be able to pick you should we get to a point where the picking is actually important. Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. Okay.
I think
cool.
the big,
so you guys
the big message
yeah.
there is definitely some sort of video, some sort of something, because a lot of the kids these days have video of themselves. You know, they're doing it for the gram. Best believe they're putting it out there for the gram. So I think, yeah, we need to see what you can kind of do. We need to see it. We can't just, so the video is quite important.
Yeah.
And if they've got contact details for their coach at their school or anything like that, that might also help. So we can get some feedback from them.
Yeah.
As much information as they can give, that would be great. Yeah. Yeah. I 100% agree with that, Byron. Yeah.
Okay, cool. You guys good to run through this. Let me maybe just let me just do this.
Timothy, I hope that answers your question.
Yes. Yes. So there is still spaces available at the Knights. We are just announcing the 10 retained and gained players at this point in time. Maddie, we're also going to have a little special guest. So I just want to let him know that he can join so long.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just maybe going to wait for him to just get in here, and then we'll get onto this under 19 announcement.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think it's nice that we have one of the guys from the under 19s in just to also chat.
Yeah,
it's quite nice to have a player on. Just to get his thoughts and.
Okay.
Maybe
Matt, I just wanted to find out how many years does Nathan have until he can join your squad?
Nate, I've already started to organize a little onesie or something. I need to get a little Celestial Light onesie, and then he'll come for the trials. I mean,
okay. Yeah, we have to go through the steps. There's no favoritism and all that.
There's no it's how it is. It's how it is. We've got to just make sure. Hey,
John Ray.
There we go.
He's been
okay, cool. He's been working out, eh? That shirt's fitting a little bit tighter than last year.
I tell you what, he's filled out a little bit. What are they feeding him, eh? Incredible scene.
Andre, you must turn your mic on, buddy.
Yeah, his
hang on, I can do it. Hang on, I can do it for him. There we go. He's unmuted.
There we go. What's up?
How's this lockdown treating you, young man?
Not good, not good. Super bored. All I can do is work out.
We see that.
Oh, whatever.
Apparently that's a favorite thing in the family of yours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
right,
it's in the genes, eh?
All right, gents, here we go. We're going to get into this thing. Jean-Andre, thank you very much for joining us.
No problem.
Yeah, let's maybe... I can't change that thing at this point in time. Right, so first up, under 19, Jody De Sosa. Top order wicketkeeper bat from St. Stithians, been retained at the Knights. What do you guys think?
Well, I'm happy about that.
Yeah, I'm a massive fan. Obviously, this is the first time sort of working with the guys last year, so as much it was a proper feeling out sort of session as to like what they do, what they bring, how they work. What's nice is a lot of these guys play against each other or with each other, so I got a lot of information from them. So but Jody was great. Great member of the team last year, and happy that he's on this year. So not only can he keep, but he's also pretty decent in the field. So very happy that he's.
I thought he ran the side well from behind the stumps as well for you back here.
Yeah, he was. He brought proper energy, Byron. He was really, really good that way, and I think with your sort of guidance under that as well, I kind of just mentioned to him just gave him that. I literally spoke to him once about it just to say, listen, let's get the boys through, because we struggled in the first game from an overrate perspective, which seems to be a classic Knights thing across the board, across all age groups with an overrate thing. But once we dealt with it once I had a chat with him once, it didn't happen again. So yeah, really, really good. So yeah, I was really, really impressed with him, to be fair.
I'm excited to see what he brings this year for you, Matt.
Yeah, exactly. This would be the thing, is all these guys that we've retained that have had a taste of it this year. I think that's going to be the big challenge, is how we go about being defending champions, and have they ever defended the title before, and maybe the expectation is now there, so to deal with all of that is going to be interesting to see how they go about it.
I think if they stick to like your process was last year, that simplicity of it, I think if we stick to that, I think we should be fine. And I hope the guys remember half of it, so you don't have to drain your voice again.
Yeah, that's all right. I've got good pipes. See how we go.
Here we go. Okay, cool. So here we go. So for me, just quickly, the thing with Jody was, I think, Matt, you didn't know him at all, and I just saw him keep, and I said, "This is your keeper." And I think things just kind of went from there. And he's a namesake, spelt a little bit differently, but I think he adds huge value on and off the field.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. Next up. I think it is Mr. Gleaves, Chris Gleaves. Again, top order bat. Most probably more middle order bat. Most probably more, and also wicket keeper.
Yeah. Chris was one of the older guys that came from Northerns with the captain David. From last year with David. Yeah. So Chris was great for us. Nice to have an older guy in the squad. It's weird to say older at under 19, but that guy that's out of school, and I'm actually looking at him as one of the big leaders for this year. Just again, being that slightly older guy, has had a good club season, works really hard on his game. I like the way that he speaks to the guys as well. You know what I mean? He's got a good presence about him. So, very, very excited. Very excited to
Andre, can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
What are your feelings on all these guys that are popping up? I mean, you played with them last season, so please don't be scared to give your 2 cents as to how you.
Yeah. I mean, just to touch on Maddie's opinion on Chris. Yeah, he's just a nice guy and super chilled on the field. And it's always nice to have that calmness and chilled vibe on the field, because lots of the times, especially with the LPL, most of the time you're under pressure. So he's also the guy that can keep and bat, but it's just a brilliant personality on the field. Just keeps you calm. Yeah, definitely one of the senior players this year.
Yeah. Okay, next up, the man himself, Jandre Johnson.
How was it playing with him, Jandre?
This guy's dead average. Dead average. I'm not even a bowler. I'm sure I can bowl his helmet off.
Listen, he does look good in that helmet, though. Let's be honest. He does look pretty good in that helmet.
Yeah.
So I want to tell a little story about Jandre. Jandre, to me, and I don't think I've ever said this to him, but to me, he represents what we look for as a Knights cricketer. So we advertise fairly as far and wide as we can around our trials, etc. And Jandre contacted me last year saying he wants to play for the Knights. He doesn't want to play for anybody else. He can't make our trials. Can we make a plan to see him? And we arranged that he comes on a Saturday afternoon when our under-16 coach Gareth and I could be there. Gareth threw him some balls, and straight away I was convinced, and I said to him, I just got to chat with Matt, but in my mind, welcome to the Knights, and I think that's what we appreciate in players, is when they can make that decision that this is where I want to play, this is where I want to be loyal to, and then they contribute and they bring value to our franchise. So Jandre, while you are here, thanks for that, and hopefully it continues for a couple of years to come. Yeah,
no, definitely. In my opinion, the culture and everything at the Celestial Knights is amazing. and surely, if you can play cricket, this is the place to be. So
Awesome.
yeah, Celestial Knights as obviously last year I learned a lot that I could give back to the school cricketers. So yeah, I have to no, not all of them. But obviously I actually have to thank you guys for improving my game a lot, and believing in myself and my game. So thank you.
Well, like
Awesome,
Jody said as
awesome.
well, thank you for believing in us and coming across.
Yeah.
I mean, so it works both ways.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Maddie,
There's
your thoughts on
one issue
Jandre?
we need.
Sorry, Byron.
Yeah.
No worries.
Byron, finish off. You can finish off if you want.
There's only one Johnson we're missing in a Celestial Knights setup, isn't there?
Yeah, there's only one.
I'm sure. I'm sure. No, I'm sure he can find another franchise.
I think the Warriors have already bought him, to be honest.
Yeah. He's with the Jersey Warriors this year. Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Out of retirement.
Out of retirement. Yeah.
Yeah, like you're saying, Joe, it's like I took your word on a lot of these guys, and just the effort that Jandre obviously put in to come and have us throw balls at him and to sort of have a look at that eye test, just to pass the eye test, and then to be I mean, he was what, 17? You were 17 last year, Jandre, when you opening the batting, against guys that are obviously about 2 years older, and some that have played for sort of SA under 19, whatever the case is, and for him to get in and to lead the sort of batting lineup with Camero, I think was really awesome. And when we had to make the shift on to maybe slide him down the order for a couple of reasons, team reasons, he was all about team, and that's what I love about him. He was all about the team. So, and there was that knock that he played against the Cats. It wasn't his most fluent knock, but it was actually what the team did, and he did it. And that's the thing is, and this is the beautiful part of it, is that he actually did an unbelievable job for the team in that game, batting out of position, not hitting it as clean as he was or as he's accustomed to, but he did a brilliant job for the team. So, and our only field experiences, and that's why I think this tournament is why I'm such a big advocate for this tournament, because it exposes these kids and these cricketers to these sort of environments and these pressures. And what I love to hear is that he's now helping others, That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Because now, in him leading his own space and growing, and then helping other guys grow, you end up growing. That's just how it works. So I'm super stoked, and I'm going to just come down a little bit harder in the field because he drifts a bit. Needs to stay connected.
Well, Matt's ever the coach,
so which does make me want to pull out as the little hair that I do have on my head once, and the little grey hairs that I do have seem to clump up a little bit more. But very, very excited about what he's going to bring this year. Yeah. Hopefully when COVID is all over and done.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah. Just very, very
right. Okay, cool. Next announcement. Still retained. We're on top order bat, off-spin bowler, at least SA 19 cricketer in our midst, Maddie.
Yes,
like for me, if I could just jump in, this guy, I don't like to single out cricketers, but for me, this guy was one of the guys that really left an impression and left a mark on me, and I'm actually a very, very big fan of his. Just how he can't, when there was sort of pressure or there was something, the guys went to Jack, like, okay, we need a spinner in the power play. Jack, will you do it? Yeah, I'm a little bit hesitant, but went and did it, and did an unbelievable job. And if I think that game that we ended up, I think, tying with the Cats, I think when he played that little lap for 4 first ball, I mean, what he did under pressure, just superb, just a natural leader, and very excited that he's staying on with us. We don't like to hold on to players if they don't want to be with us. So very excited when I got hold of him and he said he wanted to stay on. So just looking for him to just try just grow. Looking for me to try and add some more value to his career, and just to see him grow, and maybe give him a little bit more leadership with the team, and just see how he steps into that. But otherwise, just an incredible, like, influences the game in all facets. Bat, ball, incredible with the field. I mean, incredible. Just a very good cricketer, and happy that he's represented our country at under 19. He thoroughly deserves that. So yeah, just looking for him to use that experience and to bring that into the team, and maybe I can learn from him a little bit. So yeah, just very, very excited.
Yeah, I just remember how he shifted the final. Final was on a knife's edge last year, and then he came on to bowl, and I think he took 3 wickets for not a lot of runs, and it just really shifted the game our way, you know.
Yeah, and that's the thing with him. The game would be sort of in the balance. Next thing, diving stop, keeps the guy on strike. What happens? Wicket next ball. Like little things like that. It's just, he's never out the game, which is so cool. You know, it's hard for a cricketer at times, because you feel like, you know, I don't have a break, I can't switch off. But he seems to just handle that, you know. So just
he's also so relaxed on field as well. And he's got effortless leadership, and I mean, that's something not everyone has, and that makes him exceptional. So
100%.
Also very, very relaxed.
One of those coach either,
That's it's a common thread, is this relaxed thing, which is great. You know, like, it means, you know, like, if guys are hyped, and like, then I think I don't know, skills don't happen. So I think it's that fine balance of being too relaxed, you know, and not switched on. But it's good to hear, like, because I don't hear that all the time, you know. So it's nice that you're giving us a little bit of feedback from what, you know, in the middle. I don't hear those chats and what the guys are saying. So it's nice to hear that. So
I think a lot of guys operate on different frequencies. Like Jackie and a couple of guys we've spoken about, they operate when their mind's nice and calm, and they're in a nice space. And then other guys need to be amped up, and other guys don't, and you know, that sort of thing. So it's nice to see these guys they know which space they need to be in, in order to give you their best. So that's a nice thing as well.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. Next one up. Next announcement. I think we're 4 in. Hey, so 3 more retained to go. Yeah, 3 more retained to go, and then we've got 3 new members we've added to the squad this year to round off our 10. Opening bowler, middle order at Liam McCarthy.
Oh, Mac is
quality bowler. Quality bowler.
Guys, I can't tell you. Here's another guy that just, like, I was honestly, Macca's for me was just. Obviously, I'm passionate about quick bowling, you know. But wow, like, if I think he was 3rd top wicket taker. Just an unbelievable bowler. Just, you know, good skills. Again, bowled in the power play, bowled in the death. Like, just wants the ball. Just a good oak, man. Just a very good cricketer. Someone another big fan. Just a huge fan of Liam McCarthy. So we went through a little bit of a scare with him, Jodes. I'm not going to lie to you and Byron. You know. So just so happy that he's decided to stay on with us, and I get to work with him a little bit more and try and sort of help him and just add value to his career. And just so stoked. And looking to a little bit more of a role with the bat, because he can obviously do that. But we were quite fully loaded last year. But that's something that I'm going to be challenging him on, is to not only do it with the ball, but win us games at the back end there with the bat. So
yeah, he's got amazing skill up front.
Yeah, hats off to him for you know, for choosing to stay with the Knights. I think that was a tough little challenge of values and morals and things like that. And you know, we've worked out all the hiccups with that, with all the parties involved. But at that point in time, it was a pretty heated affair. You know, it wasn't necessarily it wasn't. It was a emotionally very stable period.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Cool.
And quicker than you think, eh? Joe, it's like he bowled. Like, wow. Like we honestly
actually.
Genre?
Actually, I wanted to touch on Macca's bowling. He's actually, the bump is a lot quicker than you think. I remember we were playing Eastern's under 17A last year versus Gauteng under 17A, and I was opening the batting in the 50 over game, and obviously he was opening the bowling. And the very first ball, he gave me a rank off volley outside off, drove him for 4, and the very next ball he almost took my head off.
No love lost.
And then the third ball he nicked me off straight to the keeper.
Oh my goodness.
No, so
Tell me, were there any words exchanged between the two of you?
No. He just had a laugh the very first ball, and then I was quite cross with myself for getting out to Macca's. I mean, he's a teammate and all that.
Yeah.
But his bouncer is very the guys underestimate his bouncer. It's a lot quicker than you think.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Next up is Cam Rowe.
Oh. Wow.
Genre, you can lead this one. How's about you have a go at this one?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, this guy's class. I mean, batting with us is something else. Also, I was playing. I think we were playing the first LPL game on Kempton last year against Bank All Stars. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But
I think so.
Also, he's like, okay, so you're gonna face the first ball. I'm like, yes, that's fine. And then the very first ball he gets, he whacks it straight over his head. I'm like, bud, why didn't you want the first ball? But also, there's pure class, and I've never seen a guy who can play through the offside like this, like on I mean youth level cricket. He's an unbelievable driver, and he can cut as well. So he's just got everything. He's got every shot in the book, and with class as well. Obviously.
And he's a nice guy. Let's not leave that out. Cam is one of those.
That's debatable, Judge.
Well,
I mean,
maybe it's the side he's shown. I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, maybe it's just the side he's shown me, but yeah.
No, I'm only kidding.
Yeah.
No. I'm a massive fan of Cam Rowe. Have been for a while. I followed him through his school career as well for a number of years now. Also through his club seasons. I also think he's probably one of the best top order batters in the country at the moment. Very sad not to see him in the SA Under-19 side. I think they could have used him over there. But yeah, I'm very stoked that he's involved, as you guys say as well. Hell of a nice person, good for the gears of the span, the culture. And I think with his experience as well, playing at different levels, will add a lot to the top order of our side. So Matt, another nice one for you there. And Genre, hopefully you get to open the batting with him this year, eh?
Oh, we can create some havoc this year, eh?
Yeah, that's good to hear. That's good to hear.
Surely.
Okay, cool. Next up, Alec van der Crate, all-rounder, finisher, seamer. So I've known Alec and his dad. I think I coached him when he was like 10 years old. Not a lot. I think I had 1 or 2 sessions with him. But this kid's come a long way. Let me say that to you. I think he's one of the hardest workers out there. I'm not necessarily going to touch on all his skill elements, Matty. I think between you and Andre, you can maybe chat about that a bit more. But I just thought I wanted to say, like, my perception here is a hard worker, and willing to graft and good team man,
No, 100%, Jodes. I think what I like about Alec is he has that ability to do that exact thing, is finish games. He has that ability to hit his first ball out the ground, regardless of situation, whatever the case is. And I think that's a skill that not too many batters have. They need to have a look at a couple, whatever the case is. But this guy is able to hit it, and when he hits it very, very clean. And the job he actually did with the ball when we needed it, we needed a guy to come in and just, even if it was for a couple of overs, just to come and do a job, just towards the end of the innings. I mean, he did that. Yeah. He did that beautifully, to be fair. So it's just, again, a pleasure to work with a guy like this. Also a beautiful team man. I had conversations about, just because you know what it is. You want to give guys a good run. And with his specific role, it's always tough to gauge that because, he doesn't maybe face a lot of balls, whatever the case is, But again, very much for the team. happy when I gave him the role, and this is what I saw. And that's at times as a coach, all you can say is, this is where I see you. Do you buy into that? Do you think you can add that value? And he did. He said he was very happy to do that job. And it's a role that I do in my career, is what, or I try. I don't really hit the ball as far as this kid does, but to
hit the ball out the ground first ball.
No, well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think I could. not as well as this kid. That's why you learn. You learn. Sometimes you got to learn you get your learnings from an under 19. So, it's just again, just me trying to give my experiences and what I've experienced over my career to a guy like this, to see if I can push his career to the next level. And
you know why he's such a nice guy, Matt? You know why he's such a nice guy?
Why?
Yeah, I mean, you know where he comes from, but.
Well, no, he's an East boy. He's grown up on tough wickets, boy. Grown up on tough wickets. Playing in the
tough
East.
Wickets.
Tough wickets there.
And all the black and white. I was very surprised, actually, to hear that he was a Jeppy boy, and I hadn't heard of him.
I was about to say, Byron, you're quite good with Jeppy boys in terms of knowing them, and like, you're pretty good.
Yeah, this was one that slid under my radar, and then I thought to myself, okay, well, let's have a look. Obviously, I only saw him on the first game when I came to join you. And from what I saw, I was like, I do not know how this one slid under the radar, and also not playing in the sides that he should be probably playing at the school. So it was quite a nice relief to see how good he was in the roles that you gave him, and how he embraced them as well. Yeah. So it's nice to see.
Yeah. Cool. Next up. This is our first gained player, so new player to the squad, Liam Mostert. So obviously we might not talk as much about these three boys because we don't know them that well, but a little bit on Liam. Middle order batter, plays for St. Stillians. I think he bowls a little bit
as well.
Yeah, I think he bowls some offies too. Good fielder. So really excited from my point of view. Liam is actually somebody I've been wanting at the Knights for when these boys were under 16. And then I think he wasn't available. I think they were away on holiday or something like that year. But I've always sort of kept him in my mind and thought, if ever there's an opportunity and this kid's available, he must come play for the Knights. So I'm personally very excited to have him with us this year.
Jandre, do you know him quite well?
Yeah, I played against him. He played for Gauteng, I think, on a 50 National Week.
Am I correct in saying he's a bit of the clown in the side? He's the guy
that's the truth. No, that's the truth.
Looking forward.
I think with myself and Liam Mostert in the inner ring, things can get heated for the other team. Also he's got a brilliant vibe on the field and off the field. Also a brilliant batsman. Can bowl offies as well, and I don't know him that well, but from what I saw, he's an exceptional fielder. I mean, he took I think three stunners that game that I played against him, and it was really good catches, and I'm actually excited to play with him this year.
Cool, awesome. Right, next up, next game player for this year, top order, middle, or like 4-5 sort of batter, I think. Also wicket keeper, Hanu Viljoen. I actually saw some stats on this kid while we were looking at senior stats, and he's the third highest run scorer in the Northern's Premier League.
This guy's top class.
Yeah. So I'm really excited to see what Hanu can bring to our franchise. Matty, you've played against him a little bit.
I played with him, Jodes. We played
with him. Sorry.
Yeah, we played an invitational game against Ireland, and he was the keeper batter for the team. So they had a couple of the Titans guys to come and play, whatever the case is, and looked classy. Wow, looked like very clean on the eye, and just like can hit all around the wicket. I batted with him at the death there a little bit. He laps, he runs hard. I mean, he's a whippet in between the wickets. I had to tell him to listen. My 31-year-old body needs to just warm up a little bit. You're going to flip and run me out there. So, but yeah, just a good human, eh? Just a good human and very respectful. Just a good guy, and behind the wickets, not the worst behind there as well. Makes it look pretty easy. You don't really notice him, which is great. That's what you want with a keeper. You don't want to notice him. Just want him to do his job. So it's going to be interesting.
I've got his stats here for you, if you want to.
Yeah.
So he played 9 games. He had 9 innings, scored 381 runs, balls faced 484, 34s, 2 sixes, scored 100. Top score was 103, not out. His average was 63, strike rate at 79, 100 and 2 50s, and this is obviously in the 50 over format. So I think that's
50 over format.
Yeah. That's a hell of a.
I mean, we see plenty of cricketers come out of school. Even if they've played provincial cricket, they don't necessarily have that sort of an impact on a Premier League. In my limited understanding, I don't necessarily follow all those stats. But if I just think of some of the big names in Gauteng, they don't necessarily have that impact in sort of being the age that he is. So I'm very excited at seeing what Hanu brings to our our under-19 setup.
Yeah, and just on Liam Mostert, in that Foskin whatever tournament, that time tournament, I've got a little bit of stats here on him where
the St. David's Time Festival.
Yeah, he played 2 games, scored 177 runs in 2 innings. Average was 177, strike rate of 77, scored 100 and 150 in 2 knocks.
Yeah, kid can play.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Last one up. The big left arm seamer, Nyasha Zvenuera. Yeah, he's played for us before. I think our first year LPL, he played under 15s for the Knights.
Yeah.
And so very excited that he's available again this year, and committed to the Knights. In fact, actually, the first time I met Nyasha, he was 11. Coach Alistair Zorwe was, who's now with the Cats under 16 team. He actually coached him privately at our academy. And so I've known Nyasha for quite some time. And he's a big, strong.
Him, Jodes, when he was 11, you looked up to him. He was still a massive kid. You remember?
Massive kid.
He was ginormous. We're like, no chance.
Yeah.
It was like ridiculous. Yeah. No, I'm just again just excited to work with Nyasha. Obviously, I've obviously seen him bowl before, and being a left armer is great to have a little bit of variation. I mean, we had Cam Brunner, who did such an amazing job for us last year, was the leading wicket taker. So it's gonna be great to work with him. And just to try and add my value there, and just to try and upskill him, and so just to see what he brings.
Andre, have you played against him?
No, I don't know, mate. Not at all.
So yeah, there's just a good balance there. I think with the 10 that we've got, just a good balance. I'm really happy with what we've got there. I think there's a nice mix there of guys that have played. There's going to be a good little senior group there. So I'm hoping that my job from sort of creating all of that stuff is over. I can kind of just let the players kind of lead it, and then step in when I need to. We just set the frame for the new guys, and just set what we're about, and just lay out our values and all of that, and then just get guys like Jean-Andre and Cam and Jack and Chris to just kind of lead the ship there a little bit, and just, which makes my job, I can focus on other things. I don't have to shout at Andre for drifting on the boundary when he's supposed to be 5 off and he's on the boundary, that sort of thing. Big boundary.
We got Lloydie to do that job for you this year.
We got Lloydie to run around and do that. So but just again, whenever I talk Knights and whenever I talk under 19s, it's always it was special what we did last year. I think we kind of flew under the radar. There was a couple of teams that were favorites, and we kind of just got on and nothing, and just got better and better and better. And guys obviously working with me for the first time, so there was a lot of things that we just had to kind of get through. But credit to the guys, and they bought into what I brought, and it was great. We had a good environment. It's obviously great when you win, and when you're winning, and it's obviously great. And teams seem to obviously do well when you win. So, but even when we had a couple of losses, we always felt that it wasn't other teams that were better. It was always maybe us dropping the ball on certain things. So, which is a good place to be in. So, yeah.
The nice
Just
thing
to
that
touch on,
sorry, Jean-Ray.
just to touch on Maddie's stuff there. Honestly, in my opinion, the biggest thing that helped us last year was the spirit and the culture in the team. I mean, we weren't playing for ourselves for one minute. I mean, we were thinking about the team all the time, and we were playing for each other, and obviously the coaches, because the coaches put a lot of effort into the game plans and whatever. So I mean, obviously that's a mess. Obviously skills, you have to have skill to win a game. But one of the biggest things last year, in my opinion, was the spirit and the culture in the team. It was obviously a tournament that I'll never forget, because we had a special bunch of players, and we just played for each other, and we became friends on the field. So that was one of the biggest things for me.
Yeah. It makes me happy to hear that, because that's what, as a player, I know that's the type of environments you want to be in. And I think I'm in that now with Easterns, and being a part of that for a couple of seasons now. To create something special that's what you're looking for. So
but Richard's got that tap down there at Easterns with you guys, eh? He's got a nice culture going there with you guys.
Yeah, and that's always nice. So and that's I just want to that was for me, was to create that environment the best that I could. So I'm happy to hear that, John Ray, and that's awesome, man. So I'm glad you had a good time, and so hopefully we can do the same thing. We can create some.
John, I'm really excited for this. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
One thing I picked up, Matt, as well, is the nice thing with the youngsters as well. As soon as there was a moment in the game where we thought that we were under the pump and we didn't do our job, the guys stuck their hands up. We didn't have to point them out. We didn't have to say, you did this, you did that. The guys were like, guys, I dropped the ball there. Sorry, I won't do it again. There was ownership to what they were doing, and I suppose that falls into what Jean-Ray was saying about the culture of the side and the guys wanting to be better for each other on the field.
Yeah.
No,
it was special. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was great.
Yeah, Kiri actually commented, and I actually forgot about this, but he commented, that after the warm-up game against the seniors, he's surprised that they won a game. Because let's be honest, Matt, your team arrived there on that morning, and I think we had Hero and Donnie walk out to bat.
Yeah.
From a senior point of view. And I think they got your poor under-19s. I can't remember who it was. I think you opened with a spinner, didn't you? Tom Winter.
Tom, the lefty.
I think he got hit for 30 in the first over for some of the biggest sixes he's most probably ever been hit in his life. And so, it was interesting.
Do you know that I actually think that was one of the best things that could have happened to our team.
Catch a wake up.
It just lifted the blinkers, and they almost that shock, and I just said, this is what it's about. This is what will happen to us. So it's good that we experience it now, because we're going to feel the pinch, we're going to be under the pump, and we're going to feel that. Someone's going to do it. Someone's going to have that experience or come in and do this to us, and it's how do we bounce and how do we just stay calm, and so. And I just said to them, he's supposed to do that. That is his job.
That's his job.
So he's executed his role. He's done what he's supposed to.
I remember that actually quite well.
What he's supposed to do. If he's blocking it, we're going to think, well, what are you doing? So I just, again, it was good that, because I think it can go one of two ways like that. If you get hurt like that, it either breaks you and breaks the team, and then everyone kind of just goes into their own sort of areas, or it can bring you together. So that was, to be honest with you, I never thought it would happen like that. I thought, okay, we're going to be under the pump, but gee whiz, we were under the pump.
Yeah, it's the quickest I've seen a team go quiet, eh? Quickest I've seen a team go quiet.
Yeah, it put me
Two balls.
It put me under pressure as well, because I thought, okay, well, what am I going to say here? What am I going to do? So I thought it was good. You know what? Like, these things happen, and it tests you, and you've got to either rise to it, or and I think that's why the guys have just it was good. It was good for us. It was very good.
So Jandre said Jandre said he must he remembers the day. I'd love to hear his take, seeing that he was on the field experiencing it.
Yeah, well, obviously I've known Kiri for a very long time. Him and my dads are quite good friends, so I know what the guy can do, and I knew he wasn't going to go big from ball one, because I think there was like 4 overs left, and all the guys were putting guys on the boundary, putting the guys in the ring.
And tell us about your hero episode as well.
Oh no, I don't want to talk about that. Yeah, missing full tosses, the first time in my life, getting out LBW. It's something I wouldn't want to forget. Oh my word! But Kiri just ran us into blithers that day. Yes. Yeah. And then I think it was, who was the keeper that day? I think it was Chris. I was standing at points, and he looks at me and he's like, this guy's not hitting boundaries, but they scoring. And I think that was a massive eye opener for everyone in the team, to be honest. Just to show us that if you run hard and work for your runs, you don't have to score a boundary every single ball. So I think, obviously that game helped us a lot.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. That was a good game.
Right. Awesome. So we will do it again. We will do
it. This year the seniors are under the pump.
Oh, the seniors under the pump.
We just want to get Kiri warm up by the boundary rope this year.
Yeah,
that's fine.
You knew who we're looking at. I don't know. Yeah, from a senior perspective. Boy, yes, I tell you. There's going to be some interesting. Yeah, it's going to be a good game.
If we get to who we want, Matt, it'll be a hell of an interesting game.
Listen, it's going to be a high-scoring game. It's going to be high-scoring. I mean, Bowler's going to be under pressure. So, but we'll do it again this year. Definitely do it again this year.
Yeah, cool. Challenge accepted, Matty.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I like to hear.
And also, don't be shocked when you get a phone call next LPL now if you have to come up and join us at the top. But
I would love that. Up for the challenge.
Good man.
Yeah. Awesome. Jandre, if you want to hang around and keep chatting with us, you're more than welcome to. If not, then you're more than welcome to go to. Either way, that's completely up to you. And we're pretty easy. So Matt, I just want to run. So we've got 6 slots left to fill your squad. And so I think it's important to just communicate that to everybody listening. So we are looking for the following. We have some names here already, but we don't know what happens in a draft. Maybe somebody else gets a name, or so we're looking for the following. We're still looking for very particular, a quick bowler that would turn 20 this year, but he's only turning 20 after the 1st of July. So if you are that type of bowler, and you've got a bit of wheels about you, then please get in touch with us through our social media, either on Instagram or Facebook. We're looking for another finisher sort of role batter, a banger, a guy who can come in like similar to that role that Alec plays. That can come in, walk in, first ball, ping it out the ground. We're looking possibly at 2 more spinners, and most probably they can.
Left arm orthodox.
Left arm orthodox.
Someone spins it away from the right hander.
And then we've got another seam spot available in that. Another seamer, maybe like a guy with some middle period skills, slower balls, back of the hands. That sort of a vibe would be cool. So if you fit any of those skill sets at under 19, or you are going to turn 20 this year, but you only turn 20 after the 1st of July, you're still qualified to play under 19s. We definitely want to hear from you.
100%. That's what we're looking for. That's exactly what we're looking for. So very excited. I just hope this Corona thing this Corona thing is over by then. So, because
yeah, I'd be very sad if we have to miss this whole tournament just for that, because then I don't know what I'd do.
Like just even the 12s and the 14s and the 16s to miss out, because that's also a quality tournament. To see guys like that, like the standard of some like those under 16 cricketers, some of the standard there, wow, incredible, incredible. So. It's just a cool tournament, man. And I think now with the addition, I don't know if you know, Jean-Ray, they've added two more teams. Your dad's a part of the one, the Josie Warriors.
Oh yeah, the Josie Warriors, and then I think it's the Mzansi Hawks.
Yeah, no. Kudus, Kudus the other one.
Kudus, that's Kudus.
Oh, the Wits Kudus, yeah.
Wits Kudus, yeah. So it's gonna be very cool to see the standard, and yeah, this tournament just it's crazy. It just gets better every year. The standard just goes up. I think every year it just goes up.
Matt, I'm also quite interested to see the ad of the youngsters as well. Those the under 9s and what have you. I'm interested to see what comes out of that as well.
But can I be honest with you? Yeah, Byron, it's because obviously at the academy I coached I coached two brothers. And the one was like under 7. He was at 7 then. And he was a good cricketer, good cricketer. And now we were looking, and then he became 9 and he was good cricketer, very good cricketer, scored a couple of hundreds, like very, very good cricketer. And we were thinking of playing him in the under 11s. And he was just like, I wish there was an under 9 age group. I just want to play this, that, and the other. So I've got a feeling that standard as well is going to be quality. But I think that's the beauty of this tournament is it just ignites that fire, you know what I mean, that passion to play, that love of the game. It just gets them into this game called cricket, you know what I mean.
And a big thing, like Jean-Ray mentioned earlier, there's a lot of guys from different areas and whatever that you may have played against but never played with. And now you get to play with them, and there's guys you haven't ever played against. Now you get to see them, and who knows?
It's the beauty. Like that's the thing. Him saying that, he's made some friends, and he's playing with guys that he usually plays against, and now it builds a little bit of chaos when they're playing against each other. School cricket again, they're teammates, but they playing against each other, and they know their skill level now, and they know where they score, whatever the case is. So they've got to upskill themselves. I'm just a massive fan, massive fan.
So Byron,
yes, sir.
You wanted another Johnson into the Celestial Knights setup, eh?
And who are you talking of?
I'm talking about my little brother, Wyatt.
Oh, yes? Wyatt?
Yeah, he's about, he's 12 this year. Yeah, he's a leg spinner.
Oh, okay. So, yes, there's 4 Johnsons on the way.
Crassus.
Yeah, 3 Johnsons and a Furi.
Yes.
You must You must give us. You must give your details, please. About.
I will. Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, please send them through.
Yeah, the other day he was walking around with his shit.
Was he?
No jokes.
Now take a photo for us.
Just take a photo. It'll definitely go onto the Instagram page, bro. That is great. Yeah,
no problem.
But that's the thing. That's what it's about. Is there now? His foot feels like he's missing out. He wants to be a part of the tournament. That's what it's about, man. That's what it's about. So yeah, it's very, very cool. Very, very cool.
Tell me what happened to Mr. Jody.
I think Corona got him, if I'm honest.
I think he went for a walk on the beach.
I think the signal down there in Mossel Bay.
Oh, speak of the devil, you check. Ooh, don't rattle that cage.
Yeah, I tell you. Try it. Jody.
How's it? Did you just go catch a wave there or have a quick surf?
Yeah, I was about to say, what's the temperature? Is he allowed to even surf? He's not. It's breaking the rules here. Breaking the lockdown rules.
Guys, I'm going to love and leave you here. I've got some work to do.
It was awesome. Thank you so much for
thank you.
It was a massive privilege, and thanks for the opportunity, guys.
No, thank you, man. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, buddy.
Enjoy.
Cool. Cheers.
Bye.
Sorry, I disappeared.
You're wondering if you went for a surf there?
Yeah. No. Yeah, well, look, the internet here isn't great, so it has its moments. It has its moments. Yeah. Listen, gents, I've got a thing I want to ask you here quickly. So I obviously don't know what you guys were speaking about, But I'm just looking at my little topic list here. What are your thoughts on transfer talk for this week?
All
Sorry,
right,
broke up.
the transfers.
Transfer talk.
Ooh.
Like if you think, so there's only, I think there was only 2 deals done this week, or 1 deal that involved 2 players at senior level. No deals were done or confirmed by the
junior deals
LPL.
were done, eh?
But
There
a pretty, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Well, there was a couple of things now that see what our Instagram live did was create a bit of awareness as to who's available and who's now willing to play. So we did Supermen a favor, not that they've ever done us any favors. Hashtag sledge.
yeah.
So Ruan Haasbroek is now obviously there because they obviously jumped on that bandwagon and got him.
All of a sudden, eh? All of a sudden.
All of a sudden
Yeah.
now, the prodigal son of the Supermen is now there. So I think we must get some sort of fee for this, for just creating awareness that players are now available. And surely we need to. I'm going to speak to Z about that. We need something. We need something. But it was the two guys. An ex-Knight has gone to the Hawks. Martin van Wyk.
Yeah.
He's gone from Bank. And who was the other one?
Yeah. Michael Enslin.
Michael Enslin. So another player that we were interested in at one stage, eh? Byron,
Yeah,
we were looking at it now.
Yeah, we were.
So Martin's a former Knight. He played for us for 2 years, and then last year we made the tough choice to let him go to Bank, and then 1 season at Bank, and they've decided to sell him on to Hawks.
Do you know what the most interesting thing I think is that price is now for both players 1.25 million. So seeing as I think Michael Enslin's won an under 21 title with Bank, didn't he? Didn't they win it that year, Bank? Right.
I think it's
Martin van Wyk was batter of the season, not last year before. Batter of the tournament. Wasn't he, Jones? Or the year before that?
Our first year, won batter of the tournament.
Batter of the tournament. Not like he had I think that price is a bit low, if I'm honest.
He didn't have a bad year last year with Bank. Eh?
No, he didn't.
Definitely got some runs against us. I know he got a 50 against somebody else.
No.
Do you think it's a bit of a friendly deal, Matt?
Byron, I honestly, just with our stuff, just with the conversations and all the dealings that we've had in terms of transfers, at times I just feel like these guys think that we're sitting on
millions.
God's money. You know what I mean? Like we've got the key
and then the franchise with the most money by players for like 600K.
I just don't get it. I don't get it. And I honestly think think that's good business. I think Ahmed there, the Hawks has done unbelievable business there then, because I think that's 2, if they're available, which they probably are, that is 2 very, very good cricketers.
I wonder what Niche is going to do now once he's lost his star fielder, because that's all that Michael did in the Bank side. I wonder what he's going to do in his fielding unit nowadays.
Oh, might look to someone else, eh? But if you think, Jodes, what we bought Cam Brunner and Jason Ford, you remember, from Bank?
Yeah.
How many years ago? When we first came in, eh?
We paid we paid that same amount. We paid 1.25 million for Cam Brunner and Jason Ford, or 1.3. It was 1.3 for Cam Brunner and Jason Ford. Yeah.
So it's a stock standard deal.
Do me a favor, please, and get out of here with that. That was how many? No. The landscape has changed. The price of players. It's like English Premier League. So like Zidane was bought for 15 or 20 million, whatever he was bought for. But now Mbappe or whatever, or Neymar is 200 million. Surely the prices must increase because that's just how it works, how it goes.
I think then Z should be giving us more in our budget as well. But
I think that is cheap.
But
it's cheap.
I think Uncle Nish just asks nicely, eh? Or Ahmed asks nicely. You know,
I honestly think
they're doing each other favors.
I just think Uncle Nish's finance officer or whoever, unbelievable. Honestly, must be the highest paid person behind Z at Bank. Has to be.
Yeah.
Got to be.
Yeah.
No, it's
Okay, so here's a question: who is the best franchise to do deals with, and who is the worst franchise to do deals with?
Oh, I think
Other than
that-
Knights are obviously the best, but no, I'm just kidding.
we're probably on someone's worst list. I'd say we're definitely on someone's worst list.
Yeah, most probably. But from our point of view, I will be honest. I enjoy doing deals with Ahmed. I feel like both the Ahmeds at Cats and at Hawks, because I feel like you can at least talk with them. You know,
Yeah.
There's a yeah. We haven't really done. Oh, and Warriors this year, they were just selling all their juniors, so they were really easy. Oh, you want a junior? Yeah, I'll take him. Oh, you want a senior? Okay, yeah, just take him.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing with this is being able to hear what the person or the franchise is substantiating in terms of why we want this amount for the player. I think sometimes people just say, this is the price. And sorry, not listening to you and this, that, and the other. And we don't care what you have to say. And whatever point that you have, because you're just trying to get me out of less money, whatever the case is. It's almost like and I understand you need to be reserved, but you can also listen to reason. And I know a lot of the time when we're doing deals, we're just trying to get obviously we don't want to pay too much. We want, if we can both walk away happy from a deal, then I think that's fine. But I think at times, a lot of people, there's one team that's happy and the other team is just like, oh, well, this guy wants to play for me, but I have to pay X amount. And you know what? It's just sour. It's just made me sour about this whole thing. And I'm just over it. Don't want to do deals with those people again, because don't want to listen. Just know they know everything. And sorry.
Do you think it has something to do with the like franchises almost feel like they own the player a little bit, and we've done, we've coached
I think it's got a lot to do with that.
We've done right by you, so you have to do right by us to stay with us. If you want to go, then we're going to be mean and nasty about it.
Okay, and I'm going to say this, that I think teams that say that they've grown a cricketer, right? And a lot of them talk about skill. I think they can't say that, because unless you've brought a kid like now currently through the age groups, if you think like the Tromps, for example, we will hold on to them, and there we can say, listen, we've added value to that kid's career, we've grown them. But now can we say Martin van Wyk? Can we claim Martin van Wyk? Can we?
No, we can't. Like, even if we wanted to, we couldn't.
No, we can't. We can't claim that.
He was like 30 when we picked him.
But
we had no input at any point in time in his career at all, other than the little bit of time he spent with us. But we didn't make him the thing that made us bought him in the first place.
Exactly. But this is like the devil saying that they made me.
Yes.
But we did.
But you see what I'm saying? It's exactly like that. The devil's saying, no, listen, we can take huge pride in what we've done with Matt Arnold, and come on.
And it's the same as our hard-hitting left-handed batter back then. We can't say we made him either. You know what I mean?
But exactly.
Yeah.
I think guys can say that, we added value to his career, but you can only ask the player. Like Jeandre, for example, we can only ask, or you can only ask the player that. You can't assume as a franchise that, because we won a trophy, that we've added value to this guy's career. Can't say that.
One thing I think a lot of people that get confused with is they get their privates confused with what's happening in the LPL. The LPL is a separate thing compared to, yes, they run by those separate franchises, but when it comes to that, it's open and fair game for everyone. I mean, that's what this tournament's about.
I think you can, and because there was this debate on the group, wasn't it, that you can't upskill it. It was that you can't upskill a cricketer during this period. There's no
over
growth
2 weekends or 3 weekends. Yeah.
And I had a chat with you, Jodes, and I said I think that is the worst thing that I've ever heard. Saying that I can't impart any of my knowledge and nothing will land with any of those kids. It doesn't have to be skill level. It can just be thought process. It could be whatever.
It could be one game plan.
One game plan.
One game plan. Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. But even though we add the value, we can't claim the player.
But that's what I'm saying. So, like, for example, Yeki, after he played against us, played for the Hawks. Hawks were a little bit short, and I think we beat them with a bonus point. We literally we ran over them, right? But I went and I spoke with Ahmed, and I said, "Can I just have a chat with Yex quickly?" And because just what he was doing, because I think the kid can bowl. He's a good bowler, good cricketer.
Yeah.
But just some of the plans, I was just like, what is going on here? And and there I didn't see a Hawks player. That I just saw a guy that I could potentially maybe help, and maybe I don't know.
But again, hats off to Ahmed as well for allowing that. I mean,
but that's what I'm saying.
Other guys won't.
I'll never just go and take a player. You've got to. But I'm not blowing. I'm not saying that other people haven't done this or whatever the case is.
Can't. Yeah.
I'm sure that there's plenty of coaches that are open to it and have done it in the past. But there, I can say that I've at least got him thinking. I'm not going to claim that in the next game he kind of applied what happened and he did well, so therefore, that's all me. He can listen to that and be like, it doesn't sit with me. I'm out. I'm done.
Yeah.
Or it does. Gee, it works great. I add it. Boom, off I go. But I'm not going to claim now Yeki now knows his plans in the power play because of one conversation that I had with him on the side of the field. Like, I'm not going to claim him. How can I do that? But there I can say that I can, and I don't know, you can ask him, but I'd like to say that I think it landed with him. It made sense. He used it. It was.
Jody, I see Ethan Murphy's asked a question there.
Sorry, who?
Ethan Murphy's asked. Yeah, he's asked a question
what's his question?
He wants to know if we're only announcing the under-19 team today.
Yes, only under-19 teams today. We'll most probably do 12, 14s and 16s next week. All of them at the same time. We've got a couple of loose ends that's just hanging in the air there. Yeah. Again, it'll only be retained and gained, and maybe a couple of transfers that we have confirmed. I think we've confirmed one at under 12 and one at under 16.
If I can, I just want to go off topic a bit. To give everyone a heads up. We'll have a couple of segments that we do sort of week in, week out. So it'll be the transfer talk. We've got another thing that will go in now that we've got a little thing for. And so there'll be a couple of segments that we run through week in and week out, just so that you guys know. So we'll be touching on certain things. So like we've got a couple of plans. We'll be doing the 12, 14, 16s. Like Jody said, we'll be doing that next week. We're going to try and get the sponsors on. So we'll try and have certain people coming in, week out, just to give you a little bit of more insight as to what goes in with the nights, and we'll get some sponsors on. We'll get the kit designer on. We're going to just do that to try and give you as much behind the scenes as to what goes into the running and how we kind of go about our processes and that sort of stuff. So
I definitely can't wait for that kit design, eh?
I'm very keen. So I'll just say a little bit. So my brother's the guy who does the kit design, and we gave him sort of free rein with it.
You're claiming him now.
For the first year.
Yeah,
he is your brother.
My brother. From what I understand, he's my brother. I'm going to claim him. My brother now. So we're going to get him on. He's been designing our kits since the very start. If I think
since day one,
if I think how those processes have shifted, Jodes, from the amount of pictures that we used to send to the pictures we've gotten now, they've gone down significantly.
Yeah, and I think day one we micromanaged him to a T. No, move that triangle 2 centimeters to the left, please. It was almost like that.
This much bigger. These triangles.
Yes, this much bigger. It was difficult to explain.
I'd love to see his face when he sees either of your names come up on his cell phone screen. When he's
so very excited about those. That's what we'll do, just to keep everyone informed, and and it's just a bit of mileage for everyone. And like the sponsors one, I'm very keen on to get those gentlemen on, because I think
we can't do it without them, eh? We can't do it without them.
We wouldn't be doing this, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing. So
I think it's going to be good with all the sponsors, and maybe a parent or two as well.
And coaches announcement, that's something that's definitely coming in the near future too, on one of these shows, announcing all the coaches, having them on individually. So
I'm excited with that. Yeah, I think so. And it's again, I think it's good for growth. You know, I think guys need to be able to be exposed to this sort of thing and being to chat online and have the camera on them a little bit and speak to people. And it's a skill, something that I've had my bugbears with it and whatever the case is. So, but yeah, it's a good skill to have and to get exposed to. And so excited to show everyone. And
Okay, so here's a comment from Johan Furi. He says, I've seen 2 boys under 9 that have scored 200 plus. So I know those 2 boys, and I can confirm one of those. One, we tried both. One will most probably go to the Cats, and the other one's been confirmed as a Knights player.
Lovely.
Oh, yes.
Under 9, 10, and 11 LPL, as far as we know, is still happening this year, end of September. So if you're watching this and you know any 9, 10, or 11-year-olds that can hit the ball really far, bowl it pretty quick for their age, turn it a mile while being fairly accurate for their age, of course, then you're more than welcome to let them get in touch with us. We're definitely looking for players in all those age groups, 9, 10, and 11. So, and one of those that scored a double 100 now in a recent game, I think both of them, they did it for Randburg Cricket Club. And so the one has been confirmed as a Knights player already for the year.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. Get in touch, man. Get in touch. We got the best kit. We always do.
Yeah.
If anything,
it's your only reason.
Just come and
that's your only reason.
We got good kit and good fierce. We got good kit and good fierce. Yeah. Everything is for the culture here at the Knights. So
yeah.
I'm excited. We actually were speaking about that, Byron and I, while you were surfing, Jodes.
Yeah.
Was that Byron said that he's very interested to see the nines and those young ups, just to see that. And I've got a feeling that's going to be crazy good as well. Like, we're going to see some incredible stuff there. So
yeah.
It's going to be very
cool. Imagine where those kids are going to be by the time they get to, say, senior level, if they're already doing this stuff at the age that they're at.
Well, imagine they start at 9 and they become, and imagine you hold on to that kid from under 9 all the way to under 19. There's like 10 years worth of like experience, growth. That's that's where that's cool. Like that. Yeah, that's very cool. On board for that.
Yeah,
very cool. Love that.
Yeah, so very, very excited about that. Okay, cool. So a little fun, please. It's for the fun. It's for the geest. Okay.
Yes.
Let's please not get too serious now. Okay. Let's not get too serious now. Matt, and this is your name because it's your favorite word, the LPL Melon moments of the week.
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know. Have we got? I only know of one option, but I think we must have like 2 or 3 options here. So between the 3 of us, I'm sure we can come up with 1 or 2.
I think we need to have.
We're going to ask everybody to vote on the live chat. They must vote for like A, B, C, whatever it is. And
I think we have like 3
where we end up.
I think if we can, at least 2. So a little fingers up, fingers down, like a little A, B. So I think again, one of our little segments, the Melon moment of the week.
Melon moment of the week.
Yeah, the little Melon moment of the week. Where, I mean, we're a part of an LPL WhatsApp group with all the owners and coaches on there, and sometimes it could be one of us that's on there. I think we're not excluded from this. I think it's everyone's on the chopping block with it.
Yeah.
So,
everybody's on the chopping
everyone's
block.
on there. So it's anyone that's kind of dropped the ball or said something that's we've got to double dip at, and you got to kind of read twice to kind of see what's going on there. So Jodes, I don't know if you've got, Byron, I don't know if you've got any.
So my Melon moment for the week is every single franchise, every single franchise that made their team, in this lockdown, there's all these trends that are happening. And I was just like, why the hell is everybody drinking Reg this week? Like, what the hell? And so to me, that's the Melon. Look, so I have drank raw egg in my life. I have no at a time when I was, eating those sort of things, I most probably would have no problem doing it. But to me, that's the Melon moment of the week. Every single franchise that made and they got them to screenshot it and send it in as if it's this phenomenal team building thing,
Yeah, I actually opened that video and thought that it was going to be proper value. And there's Chaim Farson having an egg.
Yeah, Chaim.
It's like, guys, what are we doing?
And then you keep scrolling, and then you just get more of the same. And I'm like, no, man, guys, entertain us.
You've drunken one egg. Like we've all seen it before. Like
yes, like really.
I've got one for us, guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So there's also, I've been following also on social media. One of the franchises gets their new sort of players as well to do a little player profile. And I've noticed in a number of those videos that you cannot see the guy's face because all you're staring at is his throat. There's no face involved, so we don't know who the player is. I don't know if they're trying to keep their cards close to their chest, or I don't know. I don't know what that's about.
Isn't that anti the post though? You want to unveil a player. It's like Man United unveiling Paul Pogba, and all you're seeing is this little pod, his little Adam's apple. Like,
his little Adam's apple.
He's gonna wear the number 8 shirt, and look at it.
So I'm gonna present like this from now on. You all good with that?
Yeah, guys, this is me.
I'll give the guys my good side. I'll give it back.
What are we dealing with here? Incredible.
Yeah,
I know who I'm voting
that's
for.
my suggestion.
I think it's a great one. So I know where my vote's going. So okay, we don't have to talk about it. I suppose you can.
I think we'll announce it in our next episode as such, so that we can keep the ball rolling. We get the votes in through the week.
That's great. So those are 2. That's cool. I'm okay with those. That's very cool.
Yeah. Social media.
Yeah, social media.
So we've been fairly quiet. It's been interesting to notice the LPL's. What's it? Social media. What does he call it?
How do you go from? So we were first.
Rankings, yeah, the social media rankings.
First to being in the relegation zone.
Yeah, no, proper. I wonder if Z takes into account YouTube, because we're the only franchise right now that's doing this.
No, but
I wonder if he takes that into account.
No, but we'll be first next week. But I don't know.
Most probably.
How do we
or no. Wait. Now that we talk about it, we might not move. So let's
see. He might not.
Let's just keep it. If we hold on, get it into perspective. That might be better. That will get our ratings up.
Yeah, it's gonna get your ratings up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, like how those things. I don't know. Hey,
yeah.
That emoji. What is it? That
one. The one thing is, with all the posts from these new sides that are announcing all their new players, unfortunately, the likes of us and other franchises that don't have to build a whole new squad can't announce all these things, So give us a bit of
a so like under 16s, I think we're adding like 2 new players to our squad. Or it's so low because we've got such a huge amount of under 14s coming up, and last year's, I think 5 or 6 of last year's under 16s are actually staying in that squad. So under 16s. Okay, so the Knights are shot in the foot from a social media point of view because we can't do a lot of announcements, but hey, either way, I just find it's not to complain or anything like that. It's just, I find it interesting that we have now all of a sudden in lockdown, we have social media rankings,
I'd like to see what the point system is. How are they evaluating all of this?
We'll wait for that. It's coming. Don't you worry. It's coming.
It's coming with those deals with the new teams that got to buy those players.
Yes, it'll come with
players that nobody knows about. That aren't on any list.
Guys, are we saying tongue in cheek here? Tongue in cheek?
No tongues in cheeks here. What is
tongues in cheeks?
What is taking so long? I don't understand.
Yeah, and I also don't know.
I don't understand, guys. Come on, like
it's lockdown. Like, what are you doing?
But this is what I'm saying. Like, I understand he's got kids. I get that. But but it's already happened. But it's already happened. So just tell us why you did it, and then if you did it because you said.
So for people who don't know, don't know, there's a couple of deals that happened at senior level that we're sort of aware of. They haven't been confirmed with any paperwork, but we're aware that there's been nuanced messages that they've happened, and it's with regards to some players that we were told teams wouldn't be able to buy pre-auction. and now we're waiting for the official response on that. So
yeah, it's players that have been contracted at semi-pro or franchise that
franchise level,
that are sort of have to go into the pool, and then these two new franchises,
so that all teams can have a bite at them.
Yes. So it's fair game. But now these two franchises have now got these players, and and not just us. I think everyone wants to know. And yeah, so I don't know what like. Well, we heard one of the reasons, didn't we?
Yeah.
That the franchises won't be able to meet the standard if they don't have this player.
But that's a very interesting point, though, because as the Knights, we started from scratch 3 or 4 years ago, and we couldn't buy we could buy any player. To be fair, we could buy any player out the pot. And so we bought Wesley Colentianos, who was a contracted player. We bought Yassine Bali. No, we bought him in the auction. No, and we bought Wesley Colentianos in the auction.
Bought him at the auction.
Yeah, but
we only bought 4 players. We only bought 4. It was 80. It was yourself. It was yourself. We transferred Matt in, but see, it was a transfer.
Yeah, but
80 club cricketer.
But I already played. I played for.
Yes, you had already played LPL.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Superman at the time.
Superman, yeah.
That's why those guys are so upset with us, Matt, is because we stole you from them.
Hey, listen, never take that up with Neil Levinson, okay?
That's what I say too. That back in the day, Neil did the deal with us.
Yeah, and it was good. I don't understand. I hope there's no old bars. I got nothing against Superman. I got no issue. Apart from how they do transfer deals with us, they need to be a little bit more reasonable.
Yeah, I also think a little bit more reasonableness we can work around. You know. Yeah.
But like again, can't move the goalposts, bro.
Yeah, there needs to be.
They had to meet. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Then we mustn't have those meetings. Why have them? Because if now that can happen, why have that? Why put everyone and get everyone to agree on a certain topic, whatever it may be, and then I don't know,
override it.
Then, the franchise come and you know that thing that we voted for. That thing we voted for, actually, it doesn't fit with us. We can't. We don't want to do that. So
yeah. Sorry, Byron. What were you saying?
D. Hinks asked quite an interesting question. That
yes, we do not know what the venues for under 19s and seniors are. I'm assuming that Old Eds will still be around for seniors,
and I think Wits as well.
And I think Wits has been added. But other than that, nothing's been confirmed officially yet at this point in time.
Yeah.
Be nice to play in the Wanderers, though.
Yeah.
Be nice.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Be nice.
Listen, if you want to drive, you know, some spirit and some love for the game, and you know, you want to drive that passion for the game, just do yourself a favor and get the guys to walk out onto that field. Imagine a 9-year-old playing a final there at that field.
Life changing.
My man. He'll never forget it.
Unless he's in the final the next year.
Yeah. Unless. Yeah, sorry, I'm getting a message here. I've got some WhatsApps coming through. So there's one really cool one that says, "Hey Jody, I just watched some of your live chat announcing the under-19 squad. Looks quite exciting. I hope things still pan out for this year. I'm quite excited for my son to be part of the setup." So yeah, that's from one of our new under-14 players. So that's pretty cool feedback. And then Jonathan Bosch just sent me not Jonathan Bosch. Jeandre, who was on with us just now, he just sent me a picture of a transfer we wanted to do, saying that he's still available for transfer.
Okay. So, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. As we say, some teams are not easy to negotiate with.
No. Some are not.
Especially, I think the thing that maybe gets me a little bit is, and we can't speak for all teams, but as the Knights, if a player comes to me as like the self-proclaimed director of cricket, if a player indicates to me or to us, to you, Matt, as my business partner, and Byron as the head coach, that they would like to go to another franchise. I'm definitely not going to throw that player under the bus and open it up to all teams. I will just contact that other franchise and say, listen, this guy's indicated he wants to come to you guys. Can we just happy to do the deal?
But we did that with Martin.
I mean, how Martin actually happened last year was I messaged him and said, listen, we're not going to retain you. Please let me know if there's another franchise you want to be transferred to, and I'll happily play our part to get the deal done. Like, to me, that's, players mustn't be able to initially dictate where they want to go. I don't think that's the intention of the LPL.
No.
But I do think there's a part we can play as LPL owners and management in allowing players the freedom to be happy coming to play LPL. I think it plays a huge part in the success of the tournament. Yeah, no, do it above board, do the negotiation, get the deal done. But the LPL, for some players, this is not a good experience. And so if we can play our part I believe if we could just play our part in making this experience as good as we can for every cricketer out there, then the LPL at the end of the day will succeed. The LPL is not our business, but it kind of is our business. We are invested in it because we own the franchise. We want to see the tournament have a success. We want our franchise obviously to be the best. But at the end of the day, if the tournament starts failing, then we're failing. And so I think if we negotiate good deals and we do our best to keep players happy as much as we can when they're with us, and when we decide that, listen, we don't want to have you anymore, the way we part with a player, I think that goes a long way in not just the success of our franchise, but also the success of the tournament at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more.
Sorry, just quickly, Jordan LaRue here asks, when are we announcing the under-16 teams? So we're aiming at next week, Sunday. If you've missed that from previously, if you've only just joined, 12s, 14s, and 16s, we're looking to announce next week, along with maybe a couple of other things, but that will most probably be the big announcement we'll make is the 12, 14s, and 16s next week.
Yeah.
That should be nice, and that should be interesting as well.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, very exciting.
14s. So maybe just on that, 16s, we've got our 10, and we've transferred 1. 14s, I think we only have 7 players at this point in time. So we're actually still looking for all skill sets at under 14s. There's 2 transfer deals that we're still waiting for to happen there. 1 transfer has been done at under 14s, and we've only got 7 more gained than retained. We actually, as a franchise, have had to rebuild our whole under 14 squad. Unlike our under 16s, where our under 14s was a strong group and they moved up, and there was a lot of under 16s left over from last year. With our under 14s, because all those players left, not a lot of under 12s from the year before is coming up. So we actually have a huge group of players that we've got to, it creates huge gaps. Jimmy? Sorry. I just want to say thank you, Yaku, for Yaku's on here. He's commented, well done to us and impressive. He says under 10, but I'm assuming it's a under 19 squad. And for people who don't know, he says he's proud to be involved as a sponsor. But Yaku will get you on. You must come join us. In Samini. There we go. That's Yaku's company, and we couldn't do this with him. And then just to Jimmy, quickly, we've announced the under 19 squad today. But remember, it's only the 10 retained and gained players. So we've already done it. When this live is done and it's uploaded onto YouTube, then you can happily look through it again. We will most probably also post it out on social media straight after this live. Yeah. Cool. Sweet. Gents, anything else that you feel like we can chat about here quickly, maybe for the last couple of minutes of this of this I don't know, live stream, whatever you want to call this, Knights TV?
No, I was quite happy. I think it was great.
I think it's a great one.
Yeah, I think we just keep going with it. We just keep building on it, and we'll just keep announcing things on this platform. I think it's quite a cool one. I think it's nice to have the dynamic of obviously us 3 chatting and getting certain people on here, I think is quite cool. And
Yeah.
I just think we just keep it going, man. We just keep it going during the tournament. We just see when we can and how we can do it, and we just keep it going. I think it's really cool.
And I think just for the people that were watching and maybe watch later, if there's anything that you think we can add, anything that we maybe have missed, or just anything you want to see, ask the questions, and we'll run it past the three of us and see if we go with it.
If there's things you want to see, and we'll try our best to make that happen, man. So yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, so please follow us on social media. Instagram, we are Celestial Knights LPL. I think on Facebook, we also select the actual app thingy is Celestial Knights LPL.
Yeah.
So please follow us there. Let us know through those messaging, the Facebook Messenger or the Instagram Messenger. Let us know, if there's anything specific, like Matt and them have said, that you want us to chat about, or information that you want that we can put on the show every week. Yep. But also let us know. So under 19s, just to recap, there's a big hitter we're looking for. We're looking for a cricketer who's turning 20 after the 1st of July, who bowls gas. We're looking for you. We're looking for a left arm spinner in all likelihood. And then there's another seamer or two options where we're looking potentially for like somebody who can bowl middle period or death with some skill, slower balls, Yorkers, back of the hands, all those sort of things.
Yeah.
And then next week we'll announce 12s, 14s, and 16s, and we'll let you know, same thing, what sort of skill sets we're looking for in each age group and what we still need.
Yeah, and if you want to get in touch with us cricket coaches, just hit a little subscribe there. I think it's down there, isn't it?
Yes, subscribe.
And then subscribe there, and yeah.
And there's a little bell. If you click the bell, then you get notified when we go live.
Yeah,
just subscribing doesn't send you the notification.
If you want to see a little bit more about what we do as well from a cricket coach's perspective, because we're all three involved there. So we've got a lot more content on there. So if you want to have a look, and subscribe and go and have a look. We're on Facebook and Instagram as well, so on all the platforms. So yeah.
I must say, guys, well done on the first one. I must say.
The only thing that's disappointing for me a little bit is that like Matt, and last week we did a little Instagram and there was a lot more interaction with the LPL teams. Today, none of those guys commented yet, so so I would like to maybe invite those teams, if they're listening, to come and engage with us. We want to have a bit of fun and have a bit of banter with you. And
I thought it was really good. I think that was one of the things that I actually enjoyed the most was interaction in the chats and the
So we actually want that. We want people to comment and sort of become part of the show, even if we're just reading. And hey, if we read some really cool things here, then you're more than welcome to send me a WhatsApp and we can get you in on the show. Like, there's no problem. We send you the link quickly. We get you in, and we have a bit of laughs and a bit of fun and maybe a bit of seriousness with anybody who's interested in joining the chat.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the whole point of it is to bring a bit of banter and a bit of chias, and I'm all about that. So that's what those questions kind of promoted, was a little bit of banter. So
let's
do it, man. Let's do it.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
Thanks, Gareth Turner, for the nice words.
Yes, appreciate that. Is that the end of us? Are we saying bye now?
That's us. Awesome, guys. Well, listen.
Matt, can I maybe ask, just to, as like a little outro, can you just play our video? Can you just please? Like, it puts me in such a good mood.
It does.
So you can do a little screen share there, and as an outro, and then we'll when that's done, then I'll stop the live stream.
All right, sweet.
So cheers, everybody.
All right, guys. Awesome, man. Keep safe.
Matt's going to play you our little video if you missed it.
I'll just move it along a little bit. Right there.
Yeah.